Welcome, everybody, to the pilot episode of the New Jersey Nonsense Podcast. We are so happy that you can join us for this adventure that we're all going on. That's Joe over there, and
What's
I'm Paul.
happening?
And we're going to be going over all the culture that we have going on in New Jersey, all the craziness, all of the nonsense that we deal with on a daily basis. From the good to the bad and the ugly. And, hopefully all of you will be joining us. We'll be doing this at least weekly, I assume.
Yeah,
And,
weekly. If we can get a couple more in, we're gonna try our best to get a couple more in. As long as the topics keep flooding in for us to talk about, because we know in New Jersey here we have too many hot topics.
too many hot topics and too much to talk about, and everybody wants to talk about it. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
people in New Jersey don't shut up about
bro, some guy
it.
held, oh, some really nice old man held, he was retired, but he caught me foraging in the park the other day and he held me up for like an hour talking. He was so nice though, but luckily I actually had somewhere to go. I was meeting my mother for dinner, so I was like, "I'm sorry, sir, but I gotta go."
Yeah, I got to answer, dude. Get the hell
But
out.
yeah, New Jerseyans, man. Oh shit! Like at the Wawa or Quick Check, having your coffee in the morning or something, you can get held down for a minute.
Oh, absolutely, dude. And now those are the topics right there. Is where where are you getting your quick coffees? Are you getting them at Dunkin'? Are you getting them at
Mm,
Wawa? Are you getting them at Quick
jeez.
Check? Are you just
Dude, you
going to your
forgot
local
seven. You
deli?
forgot what about 7-Eleven, the
What about
Starbucks,
7-Eleven?
the deli.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, dude. I mean, geez, like, listen, I've been known to shop around for coffee. I'm not particular. Like a lot of the times when I was hitting the road in the morning, I'd go to the supply house for parts, and there's a pot of coffee right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll have I'll have some free coffee, sir.
I always I'm always drinking coffee, man. As long as it tastes like beans that
hmm
come from the ground, I'm cool with it.
You ever like go, like be on a road trip and pull into like a hotel or a motel somewhere, and they got that pot of coffee in the lobby that's just chilling, and you're like, fuck it, you know? Yeah.
I know
And
it's
you
been
just
sitting
go,
there for a minute, but
oh, bro, a cup of mud, man.
and that's
But
when
it'll
you
keep
get
you
the real
going.
agita, man.
Oh, bro, agita, that's another thing. Yeah. We're if you're not from the East Coast and you're watching us, we're probably going to be throwing words out there that you don't understand. We'll do our best to maybe throw the definitions of them up somewhere
See,
if
now
we
is
could be
agita a
bothered.
Jersey thing?
I don't think it's necessarily a Jersey thing, but it's become kind of like, I guess, synonymous with the culture. You know what I mean? Like with the particular like the Italian Americans and whatnot.
Yeah, because
So
now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard agita anywhere else. It's always just heartburn or or
yeah, yeah, exactly.
acid reflux. It's either one of those, and I always just
So
feel
okay,
like New
yeah,
Jersey just owns things sometimes.
bro, that's so funny though, because you're absolutely right. Agita is an Italian American slang word that means heartburn, acid indigestion, or upset stomach, or general feeling of upset. And it comes from a dialectical pronunciation of the Italian word acido, meaning heartburn or acid,
God.
from Latin acidus. So yeah, so like yeah, I guess me and Joe grew up with our, family members saying they got agita from eating too much sausage and braciole, you know what I mean? Now I say it all the time, bro. Oh, this is gonna give me agita, but I don't care. We suffer for the love of the food of the
Oh my
culture. You
God,
know.
yeah. And it doesn't help, we're coming from a state that has easily 70 million Italian Americans.
Oh,
So I'm
dude,
sure
without a
there's a
doubt.
lot of things that we say that isn't really said outside of the tri-state area.
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely argue that. I
A
mean,
lot of things we
a lot.
say, a lot of our traditions, I'm
hmm
sure a lot of it is tri-state area based.
Oh, without a doubt, because even the Italians that that were hunkered down in New York originally, for the longest time, they didn't spread out that far.
No,
You
they
know what
didn't.
I mean? They really didn't spread out that far. So yeah, we still have a massive Italian American population. And you know what though? The crazy thing is though, like there's always been such an amazing diversity of culture in New Jersey and the tri-state area. Um and it hasn't stopped, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's always new things going on, and everybody I know that's moved out of Jersey has always complained that the food's
The
just
food, that's the
it's
first
just
thing you
not,
hear is the
yeah,
food's not as good.
Dude, my buddy just flew in. He's been living in Texas for a while, and he's been homesick like crazy. He just flew in, and first thing he had was I think he posted like a bagel with lox and cream cheese.
Oh yeah.
And
No
he's
joke.
just like, and you know, you could get these things across the country, but the quality of the product that we get that comes into the ports in New York, you know what I mean? Like, you got the second largest fish market in the world there outside of Japan.
Is that
You know what I mean?
Fulton?
Like, yeah, I believe so. So it's like, you know, when you just, and that's just one thing. That's just seafood we're talking about. When you look
Right.
at all the other agricultural products and just amazing things that we have, you know, brought into New York Harbor.
Yeah.
I mean, I could drive a mile down the road and look across the harbor at New York City right now. You
Exactly,
know,
dude.
and it's like that's how close we are to all of the distribution. So we have some of the best
Well, we have some
culture
of the
and food.
largest ports too. You know, like Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is it Elizabeth?
That's got to be one of the busiest ports, dude.
Oh yeah, the seaport over there.
Yeah, because like even
Yeah,
during
yeah.
COVID, man, like the ships, you could see them actually sitting out in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like during
Yeah, it
COVID
doesn't
and how
stop.
backed up it was.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It never stops.
Yeah,
It's like a 24-hour thing.
it's a lifestyle here, man. And it's only makes sense if you're from here. Like New York City, yeah, they got the hustle and bustle,
Hmm.
but I feel like more ours is more of controlled chaos as compared to the hustle and bustle within Midtown.
To some degree, like New Jersey, it's like the inmates are running the asylum here.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because
That's fair.
all the legit like people that are supposed to run the show, they're all corrupt, and then we're just left to our own devices. And I'll tell you what, like if you go 80 on the turnpike or Route 18, get your ass to the right lane because you're driving slow.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in New Jersey, like the speed limit is really an optional thing. I mean, most stop signs are optional. Jug handles, I'll give everybody in the country a break. Jug handles suck. They're fucking stupid.
Mind you,
Um,
Paul's not telling you to do this stuff. We're just telling
No,
you
no.
the observation, the observation of it all.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yes, yes. This is just what we have
Got to put the
observed.
disclaimers out there, bro. We're
Yeah.
not being held liable for any of your double fine speeding tickets while you're driving 80 through a construction zone.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, our audience is a bunch of fucking animals, you know, living in New Jersey. So I'm sure they understand, like, when they've been driving on the highways, like how just insane people drive around the state, you know.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then, like, okay, so we're gonna talk about the crazy drivers, though. What about the crazy tolls? You know, every goddamn,
God.
so many miles you go, you got to pay another toll, and then the exits don't make sense.
Right.
People in New Jersey still haven't figured out how to use roundabouts, even though they've been installing them. They still think they're stupid. But
Roundabouts are hell, man. Especially when you got like 3 circles at one.
I agree. I agree with you that
Asbury
they-
Circle's bad.
You know, some of the ones on 34 and 33, you know,
Yeah.
that whole, that could be a mess. But
Yeah,
I mean,
when you're over in like Wall Township, Seabright,
but that's
Seagirt,
that's not the engineering and it's not the design.
it's
it
the
is-
consumer.
It's those damn New Jerseyans that just will not let anybody in. You know what I mean? Like you are the first priority all the time. Everybody's the main character
Right.
in New Jersey. Everybody is the main character.
That's definitely
That'd
the
be a good
personality of
t-shirt.
New Jerseyans, man. And I don't even know if we're New Jerseyans or just Jerseyites. Like,
What's the proper terminology?
yeah, I think we'd just be New
I think
Jerseyans.
I think it's Jerseyans.
Because, like, there's. I don't know if the rest of the United States does this. Again, I don't know if they do it, but I feel like whenever we talk about New Jersey, it's always just Jersey. It's never New Jersey.
Because people are lazy.
Inherently, yeah.
I mean, I'm saying I know it's just one syllable, new, but most people are just like, we could just, shit. People spell it Jerz.
Jers.
You know what? Jers.
Dirty Jers.
Jers. Yeah. But like, what? Why are we so goddamn lazy? But the truth is too, it's like New Jersey, just like New York, New Amsterdam. These were all taken from the European origins.
Right. I mean, I think like one of the most southern parts of England is New Jersey.
What is it?
One of the most southern parts of England
Oh,
is
okay.
New
Yes.
Jersey, I believe.
Correct. Correct. I totally heard something else, but I was trying to write something down.
Uh,
No, yeah, no, it's absolutely right. I mean, what's cool too is the Appalachian Mountains, which kind of just clip the top
yeah, yeah.
northwest corner of Jersey there. Um, One of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, and actually does stretch all the way to the UK.
Oh, yeah, yeah, right. Hmm.
Across the ocean. I mean,
Yes.
they could trace it, and parts of like Scotland or the UK or whatever, like the islands over there, is actually part of the actual original mountain range.
Yep.
New Jersey has such a fascinating like diversity of topography.
Right.
I'm throwing big fucking words out there. New Jersey, break out your dictionaries and thesauruses.
Thank God for context clues, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. And even funnier is like, I bet some of these people couldn't spell thesaurus.
Hey, put me on that list. Yeah. I don't
But yeah,
think I don't think New
I'm sorry.
Jersey's ranked too high in education. So I mean,
I don't know if that's entirely accurate, but I think once again it comes down to the consumer. So,
absolutely.
like, lest we forget. But yeah, the topography of New Jersey, like you go North Jersey, Northwest especially, and it's very rocky, very mountainous,
Hmm.
beautiful, old hardwood. And then you go down South Jersey, you got the Pineys down there, the Pine Barrens, and it's much flatter topography, a lot of salt marshes,
A lot of sand,
um,
like very sandy soil
sandy soils.
from being far away from the beach.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's
it's
incredible.
just it's amazing that you could literally go through so many different types of little like environments in one state. It's not just a desert or just a forest or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get into it because that's going to be one of the whole episodes in itself.
Oh yeah, you know me. I'll talk
Is
about
there a central Jersey? Like there's always that argument.
it.
With in New Jersey, you got this. Is there central Jersey? Is it pork roll? Is it Taylor ham?
Mm.
Hell, is it sauce or is it gravy?
Oh jeez, dude.
It's
We're gonna start wars here. This is giving me agita. You know.
There's just all things that people in New Jersey argue about because we have nothing else better to do except tell you that you're wrong because my part of Jersey is the real Jersey.
Well, see, that's where it gets tricky too. Though, he was like, yeah, bringing up Central Jersey first was very ballsy because most people will automatically just discount you from the conversation. He's like,
Oh
this guy
yeah,
believes
so quick.
there's a Central Jersey. Can you believe this joker? Right? But it's like north and south. If you talk to people from the north, pretty much anything from where they are south is South Jersey, right? And then like the South Jerseyans that I've been around would say anything above I think 295 is North Jersey.
I think that's kind of fair though.
That's pretty wild, but that leaves a lot of real estate there for Central Jersey. Like that's the thing. Like, but they only say it's just north and south. Like north and south doesn't believe in central.
Right. It's only the
And that's
people in
the
Central that believe in Central.
well, I mean, listen,
Is it because we want to be included?
who doesn't want to be included? But the problem is in New Jersey, it's like everybody will split hairs until there's nothing left. So it's like the people in Central Jersey want to be represented in some way, shape, or form, but how do you delineate like where is the line?
Yeah.
Because someone's gonna get burned. Someone that's lived their whole life, 5 generations in North Jersey. Now they're being called Central. There will be uprisings.
And that line, I know that line, and I'm saving that for that episode.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and then once again, and that also though, like it's funny because the North South thing also plays into the pork roll Taylor ham debate,
It does.
which is still
That's where
going
Central
hard.
Jersey doesn't
Oh,
exist.
dude.
And that's where
You know what?
and that's where people can make that argument. It's North and South Jersey, it's that line where you say Taylor ham and cheese or you say pork leg and cheese.
Ooh, okay, I'll subscribe to that. I like that idea. The problem is though, the problem is like I just saw
Devil's
somebody.
advocate for you.
I just saw a post from another creator on Instagram or something, and they shared. Oh God, I don't want to give too much of it away. They went to an event, a big event, an expensive sporting event, and they got a hot dog, and
dog.
the hot dog had crispy Taylor ham on it. And I was like, these sons of bitches. It said it on the menu. It said. Okay, no, we're not going to go into it. We'll talk about that on
It's
the
so
episode.
tempting, but we gotta tease the
Obviously,
people.
Obviously, I have feelings about it.
We gotta hang that pork roll, egg and cheese or Taylor ham, egg and cheese right above their heads for them to come back. We gotta hang it right here just to get them to come back.
That'd be so great to actually do that. Like, you know, like go live somewhere and actually dangle a pork roll, egg and cheese in front of someone if they name it correctly, which is totally just, you know, objective or subjective. You could just be like, no, I'm going to call it a Taylor him, you know, and they say pork roll and you don't get it. Just everybody loses. I eat the sandwich.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, either way, it's going in my belly.
Yeah, and there's so many great local places. See, that's another cool thing about Jersey, because a lot of huge corporations come to Jersey to do their business, right? Like we're talking sporting operations, industrial,
NBA,
everything.
MLB,
Bro, everything. And
they're
even
all
like
here.
Isn't Netflix building a giant facility down south?
Yeah, over at the old Fort Monmouth in Eatontown, New Jersey, or I guess they're considering that Shrewsbury.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was further south. That's actually fairly close.
It's supposed to be right on Fort Monmouth.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, which is
What, are
going
they
to be
tearing down all the barracks that have been there for 50 years?
They already did, because they were full of asbestos, and God forbid that they decided to give them to the people of Eatontown that needed housing so damn desperately. All you did was the government, you know, just they dung that fruit right over you. Like, hey, look at all these houses that you have to look at until it becomes public domain.
Yeah.
So the township doesn't have to buy it off the federal government.
And
they
you literally
just
had
own
to
it.
drive by them all the time.
Right, as you know,
live over
weeds
there.
go through it and houses start to collapse. You just had to look at it.
Yeah, well, I was. You're absolutely right, and that's definitely a conversation that we can get into. But you know, businesses are coming here, but we still have a lot of mom and pops shops. You
We
know
do.
What I mean, of all types. I mean, everybody has a local pizzeria that's better than your pizzeria.
Oh,
Because
dude,
you know
that's
that
a good
the
one
people
too.
that are, and you know, well, okay, I'll tell you why mine is better right now, because the guys are all from Brooklyn and they all speak Italian in there. You know, like I trust them. I've been going to them for years. I'm not going to say who, but
I'm asking you off air.
but there are other places around here where people will vehemently fight you and say like this. No, these guys do it better, and you're like, bro, you could eat shit.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's got their. I feel like everyone's got their three things. They got their pizzeria, they got their deli, and they got their Chinese food spot.
Oh, that's okay. That's a good call. Yeah,
You might be able to throw taco spot in there too.
You know what? There is a lot more diversity, but I'll give you that. Yeah, without a doubt. Like the baseline though is a deli of sorts where you get subs and breakfast sandwiches, pizzeria, and Chinese. That's like the bare minimum, I would say. And a bagel place maybe for for breakfast.
Yeah,
too,
bagel / deli, sure.
Deli. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that fits in there. Yeah, those are standard, and I do have my Chinese place that
I got my three. That's all I know is I got my threes.
Oh yeah, you always got to have a plan B or a contingency just in case. I found that certain other like ethnic cuisines that are around here, like they don't open their businesses on Mondays for whatever which reason. I know it's a slow day anyway, but it's like I know those days I can't get that food,
and that's when you want it most. Yeah,
it annoys the shit out of me, bro. I want to throw a brick through the window.
It's like everyone wants Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
No, I want to go. I suppose that's a good argument, but I'm talking about like going to the Filipino place and getting lechon and lumpia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or pork adobo.
Bro, or oh my gosh, dude, they do it so. I got a place. I'll tell you off air. Very close, and then like the Vietnamese place around the corner. They're not open on Mondays, and I always forget about that one in particular, and it annoys the shit out of me. But yeah, we have such a diversity here, and everybody will fight you over whose is better, like whose local joint is better,
right?
And for good reasons too, though. Because there's so much. Like you could spend probably like, God damn it, you could spend a lifetime driving around New Jersey trying food. And probably never finish.
I don't even know how that would be possible. We got to be the most densely populated state.
without it, so you have to feed all those people. So think about the amount of food stalls around, right? You know what I mean? And then on top of that, what about all the breweries, the distilleries,
Oh,
the
dude.
the vineyards? I mean, we have Laird's. Laird's Applejack is George Washington drank Applejack. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of the oldest things alcohol's consumed in this country. It's an apple whiskey essentially, and but it's like we have such a diversity of food culture here that you could spend a lifetime, I think, because things are going to disappear and new things are going to come. Like there's constantly businesses coming and going in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's a
And
highly competitive area.
it's super competitive, dude. I mean, how many pizzerias I have in my area? You know, like the two streets that like run through my town that get you in and out of my town got to be in combination 12 pizzerias. And they're all in battle with each other.
Oh, for sure. And the craziest thing is that, but this is the wildest thing. There's 8 pizzerias that whether they're struggling or not, we don't know, but they are holding it down. Which
Yeah.
so when you think about this short, I know where you're talking about, and it's like for that short of a run, realistically, for that short like barely a few miles, to have that many pizzerias stacked on top of each other that could sustain businesses. First off, we eat a lot of pizza in New Jersey.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
And all the things
It's almost
that
a
come
once a
with
week
that
kind of
as well.
thing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like, during certain holidays or religious events or something, where people are going meatless or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A cheese pizza always hit the spot or a veggie pizza or something. But then you also have all the other items that come from pizzerias too. You can get yourself a cold sub, a hot sub, a nice meatball sub on a cold winter day.
Oh my God, dude. Especially if they toast the bread.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Like if you
gosh.
toast the whole
Yeah.
sandwich, dude. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Some places they do it right.
Oh, dude. Killing
I
me.
haven't, I haven't done. Yeah, I think we do have to stop talking about the food. New Jersey also has all 4 seasons to some
Yes.
degree. I mean, we
Well,
don't, yeah, like yeah, obviously
as per lately, not much.
the times, yeah, the times are changing, I suppose, but like, we do experience all 4 seasons, and as you guys know, we all just celebrated the end of the year holiday, Christmas, and all that jazz. So we felt it appropriate to wear our Hawaiian shirts to celebrate the winter
Yeah.
solstice. And because yeah,
The start of
it
the
is
new beginnings.
it is cold outside, but we have all the seasons here, and every season in New Jersey has something to offer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the city doesn't sleep, right? That's what they always said about New York, right?
Right.
The city doesn't sleep, and that's the truth. But the cultures are very different. New Jersey doesn't sleep either.
No.
There's always something going on, whether you're north, south, east, west. There is stuff going
It
on.
may be quiet, but there's something going on.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
lurking in the shadows.
If you get lost in the Pine Barrens,
Good luck
that's
to you.
That's a different story.
Oh man, that's another episode we're bringing to you guys. Is there a Jersey Devil?
Oh, I would
What do
love
you
to
think
touch
it-
on.
What do you
yeah.
think of the myth of the Jersey Devil? Is he lurking through those woods? You know his do you know the backstory of the Jersey Devil without getting into it?
Yeah, it's
The
interesting to
family
say
is
the least.
still alive and still lives in New Jersey. Like
They claim it, like they're like, yeah, we're that.
yeah,
family.
we're they're like yeah, that's our family.
They stand by that story.
I don't know, but I just know that
okay.
they're still here.
I mean, there's all sorts of like weird New Jersey stuff that we could touch base on if we wanted to. That's another that's the crazy thing is like we talked about food for a while. Obviously, we talked about the lunatics that live in this state, the north south debate, the pork roll Taylor ham debate, the different topography. I mean, we've touched on so many things: the businesses coming and going, all the food and stuff, the lore and the history
Oh my
in New
God.
Jersey is fascinating. I mean, we're talking about from like the colonial times till present, and I mean, obviously, we can go back way further before the United States was founded. But just like looking at where New Jersey played its role in the beginning of the country, the amount of history and lore that surrounds it is it's fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, you got Battlegrounds in Barbaro. That was a major turning point. I don't know if that was a Revolutionary War.
I think that was the American Revolutionary War. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah.
I think that's what Battlegrounds was the American Revolutionary War.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I mean, hell, we had the Delaware River.
Yeah,
I wonder if on Christmas, if someone just dresses as George Washington goes across the Delaware River. Just every Christmas, someone just does it.
You know, I would guarantee there's reenactors that do it. I mean, but like if you really think about like the conditions in which they did that, and
So
the
different from today.
well, dude, it was like basically like an ambush during Christmas. The Hessians were all they thought they had a truce or a ceasefire for the holiday.
like a night off or whatever.
And Washington's like, no, my fingers were crossed behind my back. We're crossing the Delaware. You know, it's Honest Abe, not Honest George. We're gonna go fuck these dudes up, man. And
no, my man was chopping cherry trees. He wasn't telling the truth.
Yeah, he was. Wait, didn't they say he never told a lie?
No,
man, everybody makes these people out. No, doesn't George Washington?
Oh yeah, George Washington never told a lie.
Down and he admitted to cutting the cherry tree down because he never told a lie. Yeah, Monmouth Battlefield State Park. I was just looking that up just to American Revolutionary War for 1778. We definitely have to in the spring or early summer take a trip over there.
Absolutely.
And, we'll shoot an episode or something on the grounds if they are so gracious to let us, because I'm fascinated. I love this stuff. I've always loved going to the colonial sites and stuff and historical sites as kids when we went on road trips, and New Jersey has so many of them, many great things.
It's incredible what this state really is. I think it's kind of corny to say, being in the U.S., it's kind of awesome being part of one of the original 13 colonies, because the history is so far back and it's present to us, because it's like we could drive through. I know we talked about this once when we worked together. I think it was in Trenton, when we walked through like the old downtown.
Oh yeah.
How many towns have those old downtowns, and they've been there since like the 1600s. And it's just like as much as they might not be the original build, it's the original bones that are there. Yeah. And it's just trying to think of the amount of people that walk those streets, and what amazing people have walked those streets.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I always loved when they took historical pictures and kind of lined them up with the modern day picture, like side by side.
Oh yeah, I love that.
You could line things up, and
it brings it to life,
Well, that without a doubt. Like I've seen some of those from the local historical society for my area over here in this township, and it just blows your mind, because you're like, I still drive on that road. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
it's like, and all it is dirt and trees. And it's like, wow, we're still using the same routes that these people that they determined was the route back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously we're smart enough, like most animals, to take the path of least resistance. So we've kept those paths, and we've just had to re-engineer them over time.
Yep.
But it is really fascinating. Like all the wild stuff that we have to offer here. How many historical figures from all different industries came out of New Jersey? You know what I mean? We're talking about like inventors and creators. We're talking about people in the arts, theater, singers, and not singers of just one particular genre of music or performance.
Right.
It's just the amount of culture and diversity that comes out of Jersey is really overwhelming sometimes. There's so much to see, so much to do. I mean, we really have a love-hate relationship. Most New Jerseyans have a love-hate relationship with New Jersey,
Yeah.
Because, like, it's got everything you want. It's got everything you need. It's just going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it comes down to. But, I mean, most of the
time,
time,
you think about the conveniency.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Being here, it's so convenient, and it's like, for the both of us, we're big nature guys. We like taking hikes. We like going out into the woods and whatnot. So, like, all of that's there for us at our disposal.
Yeah.
And it's incredible with the fact that you can get lost in 60 acres of woods. But while you're walking through that 60 acres of woods, you can get to a cliff that can see New York City. You know, like
Yeah.
this state is endless, man, with opportunities. And I know, like, it always comes back to food, but like, to me, that's how you always explain someone's culture the best, is through their food.
You know, you
But
know,
but
it's
all
so
the
funny.
activities and everything, man, is it's such a wonderful state.
I'm laughing because I was gonna bring up food. That's, I was gonna say it does come back to food. That's why it's so funny. No, but it's true. It's like it is the best way to experience people's culture, or at least it's one of the easiest ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
It's a
in
direct
our
connection.
yeah, for sure, because we have the communities around here. So you go into their place and you talk to them, and you get to know about them, their food, and what's going on.
Right.
Um, there's I was gonna say we have a unique opportunity that I'd like to hopefully explore in the future, and that's like checking out some of these spots in the state. You know what I mean?
Right.
That have
For sure.
exceptional food. I know that we're both huge fans of ramen, and there are some really amazing ramen spots in this state.
Yeah, I mean, to me right now, there's one.
I know. I know
Right
exactly
now,
what.
there's one that is completely owned, and if
But that doesn't mean
anyone
we can't.
dares to top that ramen spot, when you bring up yours, I'll tell you if you're right or you're wrong.
Just think about the possibilities, though. The amount of contenders out there.
Oh yeah,
That's where I'm saying like the culture can be overwhelming, because it's like if you said like how many ramen places are there in Jersey and you look it up, I'm sure there's more than like a couple hundred probably.
easily.
You know what I mean?
Well, because
Dude.
if you travel up north, like into Bergen, if you
Hmm.
go to Fort Lee, you go to Edgewater up that way, you're talking
Hmm.
about a large Asian population.
For sure.
So you can't imagine what the ramen spots, and it's just the authentic of
Hmm.
whatever countries they're from. The Philippines, Thailand, Taiwanese, Cantonese, Japanese, Vietnam, whatever. Oh, so many different kinds of
Yeah.
incredible food.
Did you say Korea?
I did not say South Korea. No,
I think you forgot Laos and Cambodia too.
there's a
There,
lot I
but
forgot.
there really are. No, I was just breaking balls. No, but you're right though. There is a massive Asian population up there, and what they bring into our areas is all that culture, and a huge, massive part of that culture is their food markets and their restaurants.
Right.
And I've tried so many different interpretations of things through all these different expenditures at these restaurants, and it, just when you think you kind of like started to understand, like someone will throw a curveball, and you're just like it just reinvents that dish for you, because maybe the region of that country they came from did it just a little different,
Right.
and you go, God damn it, now that's my favorite. You know what you know what I
Right.
mean?
That's like, like the best comparison to that to me is like if you do penne vodka, you can do
Mm-hmm.
straight penne vodka with pasta, right? You got your pennes and you got your vodka sauce. But then
Oh
when you
yeah.
throw peas in there, now you're talking about the
Whoa.
Sicilian way.
Okay.
So it's like that little touch can make like even if you get a rice balls will do that.
Arancini is a tough one. See, like this is things that a lot of people will fight over too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just like you said, well, there's some people that'll use bechamel in their lasagna, and other people use ricotta.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like and some like listen, like
To each your own.
everybody, yeah, it's each their own. But the greatest thing about it is like even all those cultures that came here that now have their culture here. There's been these blends of things where I know real purists, and especially people that are from these countries, can sometimes get offended by like what they see as like an alfredo sauce or a American carbonara sauce. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's like there's a lot of things that they were done as like an homage, because they were missing things from the country they came from, so they used what they had to get as close as they could. Like
Okay.
one of my favorite cookies is the little rainbow cookies. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, dude, yes.
Apparently that,
Rainbow cookies, 7-layer cookies.
but
That's
do you know
another one
that,
that's got two different damn names.
bro? That's an Italian American creation, and
Absolutely,
apparently
yes.
they recreated the flag
Hmm.
because they were missing the country, and they created a confection that's now massively popular all over the country, and I would assume the world,
Is it
because it's a
7
fan.
layers?
Yeah, I
Choc-
believe so. Because you have the
chocolate,
three,
cake,
and you have
jam,
the
cake,
jam and the
jam,
chocolate.
cake, chocolate. So,
Yeah,
yeah, holy shit. Yeah, it is 7.
yeah, because the chocolate just encompasses the whole thing. That's one
Right.
layer, and then you have the three pieces of cake and the jelly in between them. You go
Yeah.
apricot or raspberry.
I'm pretty ballsy to do both
I like both too. I'm not
because
gonna lie. I love. Listen, there. I'm the worst food critic. Um, I'm literally the worst food critic. If you give me
I love
food,
everything.
I'm happy, dude. Like
Yeah.
I'll never Dave Portnoy this shit and go to the pizzeria and be like, this sucks. You get a 1. I'll probably still eat it and be polite and still tip 25%. You know.
Yeah, right. I'm like, hey, it's not my thing, but you got a business open, you're doing something right. Good for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
and if you go to a pizzeria and you take the Parmesan out of the fridge, go put it back in the fucking fridge when you're
Oh
done.
my god, please.
You know what I mean? Put the oregano back, put the red pepper back. Like,
Yes.
I don't care if you want to sit there and be a gavone, but like put the shit back when you're done.
See
Yeah,
now, damn,
yeah.
now we're gonna have to explain Gavones, and we're gonna have to, damn. What
They'll understand. They know
what
what I'm
other
talking
terms
about.
that? Trying to
I'm
think.
sure other things will come up as we
Sometimes they
dive
just hit you,
deeper.
you know.
Well, I remember getting called that a lot growing up.
Yeah.
Usually when we were,
Getting called
having
like
a,
a jooch.
you know what? I've heard that before. I think my buddy's dad used to say that.
Dude, my like one of my uncles used to say like, "Hey, like quit being a jooch and like give me like a little flick on the nod,
Yeah.
a little four-finger flick."
Yeah, that was a popular thing. Just like a little deterrent. Just
Like, oh.
yeah, just to keep you in line, right?
Yeah, right.
But that was a popular thing in this area too. Like, obviously there's different ways that people deal with things in, with their family situations. But in the culture out here, especially if you're from, the Italian American background, like that was a pretty common thing. But funny enough is I do know for a fact, I'll look it up right now, but I'm pretty sure that New Jersey was the first state in the country upon its founding to ban corporal punishment, which means,
Really?
yeah, so like so it says here that's not the history of it. I'm looking for the history of it. Ooh, butchered that.
Buggered that one up a bit.
So yeah, it says New Jersey banned corporal punishment from all public
What
and
about this?
private schools in 1867.
Okay.
Iowa didn't do that until 1989. I was 4 years old by the time Iowa decided to stop beating the shit out of their students. But yeah, apparently, like I believe New Jersey. Yeah, it says it right here. New Jersey was the first state to ban corporal punishment in public schools, and it wasn't until 1977 that the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the spanking or paddling of students by school officials or teachers was unlawful. Wow, that's interesting. So the Supreme Court ruled that it was unlawful in 77, yet
Fuck
fucking
you doing,
Iowa.
Iowa?
I was just gonna say, like, what is this? But New Jersey, at least in 1867, dude, New Jersey's been progressive for that long. They're like, no, we're not gonna beat the shit out of our children while we're trying to teach them. That's a very interesting part of the history.
Yeah, I know. It's like we'll make a clear cut for everyone out there. Don't expect us to get too political on this show.
No, no.
We're more.
History is different.
Yeah, we're more. We'll talk about the history and everything like that, but don't expect us to get too political on the show. But the only political thing I'll really say about New Jersey is you definitely see both sides of the aisle in New Jersey. So, like, you see your crazies on each side, and you're just kind of like, it's hard to identify this state.
You just did such a Jersey thing, though. Like that was like you're like, listen,
I gotta explain myself before I say something.
we're not gonna get political, but politics. Like, you know, it's like when someone says, you know, listen, with all due respect, you're a jerk off.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
Hey, I said all due respect. I can say whatever I want after that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, just because you say with all due respect does not mean you could accost me like that. And then they go, whoa, accost? You're using big words now? You know, I'm insulted. You're like,
What?
oh,
I didn't cost you nothing. What are you talking about?
Probably never gonna win with this Goomba.
Goomba's another one.
I know. I'm just gonna keep dropping them until
Some 350-pound guy with a cornicello and an Adidas tracksuit.
That's so funny because that's what I envisioned too. But you know what? Obviously, like, we're also going to be speaking from our background, our life experience in New Jersey. Now, yes, we've experienced a lot of cultures through exposure, but what we grew up in, primarily Joe and I, were Italian American households.
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of the stuff that, you know, the way that we do things and speak to each other and to others and stuff is kind of like representative of where we came from.
Yeah. Yeah. The roots.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah. The roots are coming to the ground, you know?
Yeah. And plus, you know, not everything has to make sense. That's why you're listening to the Nonsense Podcast.
Right. Because we're absolute nonsense.
We're wearing Hawaiian shirts. It's December fucking 28th or something. The 27th, we're wearing Hawaiian shirts to do our pilot episode.
No, it's whatever day that we drop this episode, actually.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, well, whatever today is, it's that day.
That, you know, that's interesting because, like, if you try to be topical, you kind of like...
Yeah, we got to be on our P's and Q's on that one.
I don't know, do we?
I don't think so. We're nonsense.
Because I swear to you, I just watched a podcast that, like, it was just released, like, on this channel.
Yeah.
And the footage was from like 4 years ago. I'm like, what is this bullshit? They're just regurgitating content, or, you know,
yeah,
there's a lot of that.
Sounds like a couple guys were sick that day.
Oh, dude, like there's some of these channels where they just like they'll just throw compilations together, and most of them are like the same clips and like comedian compilations or podcast compilations, and it's just aggravating as all hell.
Yeah. But you know what? You guys are starting to understand what you're going to expect from this. This is nonsense. Yeah. We're nonsense. Yeah. And you know what? Oh, you know what I wanted to say before I do that? I'll tell you, another sleeper community that's really in New Jersey is the Irish.
Correct.
They hold their weight here.
Yeah, absolutely. Shit, 50% of my friends growing up are like Irish.
Yeah, right. There's so many like huge community strongholds.
Yeah, I think one of the episodes in the future we'll look into, we'll look over like the past couple hundred years from like the country's founding. We'll look at like what the demographics were and how they've shifted.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
You know, so we could do a comparison from like the 1700s, like New Jersey. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of white people.
Yeah.
You know,
probably a whole lot of them.
A whole lot of white people. And then as we go along, we'll probably see, you know, different demographics start to show up. Honestly, like, I'm not super well versed in that part of New Jersey's history as far as like immigration goes. And hey, I know very little for what it's worth. I don't want to speak on anything, but I think in the future that'd be something cool to look into.
Right.
To see what it was like in the 80s and 90s when we came here. So we're talking the 1980s and 1990s for people that don't understand, like when our families came into Jersey versus like what it was like 100 years before then and 100 years before then. It'd be kind of cool. Yeah, and there's so many things. We have so many things to look forward to, and we hope that everybody watching joins us on this journey because we're going to find every nook and cranny in New Jersey, New Jersey culture and arts and food, everything. We want to know. You have to reach out to us through our socials. Let us know what topics you want us to tackle. What debates do you think matter? Are you a Jets fan or a Giants fan? Do we throw the Eagles in there? I don't know. Go Birds. Who knows? I just like birds of prey. I just like birds of prey.
Yeah, you know what I hate most? You know what I hate most about like the whole Philadelphia thing? It's the it's the fact the screeching that they're using isn't an eagle. Until when you hear what an eagle actually sounds like, you're like, wow, this bird sounds like a little bleh.
What are they using, like a hawk or something?
Yes, they use a hawk.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
That screech,
Yeah,
that's not an eagle. An eagle's just kind of like, "Arr." It's like it's not intimidating as it looks. You like like when they do like the bald eagle thing.
Oh well, I mean,
it's like,
honest,
it's
dude,
like,
trust me, it's all a bunch.
I'm like, yeah, that's not what a bald eagle sounds like. Yeah,
it's all a circus. It's all a circus to me, right? But I'm happy. Listen, I'm still happy to shit on Philly. We could definitely shit on Philly
all day long. Dude.
If you wanna write into us on our socials or just write "fuck Philly" in the comments, we'll appreciate that. That'd be cool.
With a PH. So
yes,
it's like so spell it like with Philly. So it's PHUCK.
Spell it so people from Philly could understand it. And then if you're listening from Philly and you want to write into us, you can, but we're probably not gonna respond.
Yeah, we're probably gonna say fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, or the patented Northeast, go fuck yourself. That's a shout out to old Billy Bitch Tits there, Bill Burr, Wilfred Burr on Instagram. I'd love to have Bill Burr on the program one day. Maybe next year we'll grab a slice.
Oh, dude, I would love to get cursed out by Bill Burr.
I
don't know what I've ever. I don't know what
you do to deserve it.
That's the thing. I don't know what I would do to deserve it, but I just know, like, just my existence, he could curse me off just by looking at me, and he's gonna be spot on with everything he says.
If you poke at him, I'm sure he would. Like, he loves an opening. Like, if you toss him a softball, like, he's gonna swing. You know what I mean? And because he's a comedian, and he said this in a bit before. But if he gets a laugh, he knows there's a bigger laugh.
Yeah.
So he's gonna keep going. There's so many comedians though from New Jersey and the Northeast area that I would love to bring on. Uncle Joey, Coco Diaz.
Oh, Joey
what's up,
D.
motherfucker? Bro, if Joey D would love to sit down with us one day or go grab some breakfast somewhere, he's Cuban. He probably knows where there's some good coffee, some good bread. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Rogan, you were born in Jersey.
Rogan was he born? He was born in Jersey?
He was born in Newark. Oh, that's another one. Is it Newark or Newark?
I knew what you said. Yeah. Is it Newark or Newark?
And you dumb people from Delaware, it's not Newark either.
What about people say Gloucester? It's supposed to be Gloucester. That's like Worcestershire sauce.
I can't say it.
Worcestershire sauce.
I just call it woo sauce.
Woo sauce? Some people call it W sauce down south. They call it W sauce.
Well, I mean,
because they can't read anyway.
It takes teeth to pronounce syllables.
W sauce.
Give me that
W sauce.
and mind you, at the same time as you think we're mimicking people from south of the United States, we're actually mimicking people in South Jersey.
South Jersey. or if you want to refer to it as Northern Pennsylvania, that would work as well.
Oh yeah, that definitely works.
So yeah, fuck you, South Jersey.
Yeah, it gets funky down there, man.
I don't think people are gonna really understand that it's like we're gonna be loving and hating New Jersey the entire time. Like, we have to recognize the absolute insanity that we're witnessing on a day-to-day basis in this state, while also like encompassing and really embracing the culture and all the other good stuff. It's really a beautiful yin yang of a state. You can't love it so deeply without hating it passionately.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I tried getting away from Jersey and I came right back.
It's like most good marriages.
Man, like, I lived in the beautiful islands of Hawaii, and it was just like, I got to go back to Jersey.
Isn't that something?
Hawaii's just
I've heard that from a lot of people though that have lived in all different parts of the country and the world.
Yeah, they're like, I got to go back to Jersey.
Yeah, they always find their way back.
The gravitational pull here is fantastic.
You know what? Some of them too, like I know, like, anecdotally, personally, like that they don't have a lot of friends or a huge social circle, but they would still rather be here with less than what they've built up over in other areas.
Yeah.
Like they would still rather come here and try to make it work here than to stay where they are. And I think that's a testament to
What we
what New
got
Jersey,
here.
what is representing New Jersey? What makes people always just want to either come here and stay here or come back after they leave or just never leave, because we know those people too.
Yeah.
I think the Karen haircut was created in New Jersey. I knew everybody that had
Which one?
Everybody.
The bob?
Yeah, like the
Or like the
classic
one that
bob.
kind of like it's stuck up? It did the peacock?
That one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, because the poof was a Jersey thing.
There was so much. There was. We should definitely look into the history of that for an episode. That would be funny. Like what we offered to like fashion culture. I'm sure it'd be ridiculous.
Oh
as
my
hell.
goodness.
Absolute nonsense.
Yeah, thank you, Jersey Shore. I appreciate that one.
Oh, jeez. God damn it. We'll probably have to talk about that at some point. I know nothing about it. I know so little about it. But, I mean, those guys seem to be doing well now. You know, they're obviously not acting like they were when they were 20, but neither am I. So
Well,
it's
that's
like
the thing. Most of them weren't even 20 on the show. They were like 30, 35.
Oh, shit. Really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I thought they were younger. I was going to say, like, if there was cameras following me around in my early 20s, that would have been a shit show. But,
God. Don't, yeah.
I'm
I'm thankful every day.
Yeah, I've never really watched that show though, but I remember the impact it had on the culture. It was interesting.
And it got to the point where like I would have to explain people in the different states that I lived. They'd be like, "Oh, you're in New Jersey? Like where about?" And it's like in the back of my mind was like, "Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it." And then they're like, "Oh, well, where Jersey Shore was filmed?" I'm like, "Damn it." Yeah, I'm like, I grew up like 20 minutes from there. Like, oh yeah, so you pump your fist and all like, God damn it.
Well, you know, it's like funny because like there are a lot of interesting characters and caricatures of humans in this state,
Yes.
and I don't feel like we were misrepresented by any means. I mean, I didn't listen. I don't have a dog in this race anyway. I don't give a fuck. But like, you know, there were people that were really offended, like, "Oh, is this not representing Jersey?" Like,
Unfortunately, it did very well.
I mean, it did. Like, you have to laugh. You have to laugh at it. Like,
You have to laugh at it. You can't take it too serious.
if you can't laugh at yourself, right? Like when I go out of state, when I go down south, I go camping and fishing and stuff. Like, they pick us out so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, they pick us out so fucking quick. But some of these people never left their little farm town, in the Carolinas or Virginia or out west somewhere. Like, they never made it to the city. Did you ever see someone who came from the Midwest to the city?
I actually have. I met a family that was from Tennessee that was in the middle of MSG train station.
Really?
And the sheer panic on their face. I did the most un-New Jersey, un-New York, un-tri-state area thing you possibly do. Went up and said, "Where do you need to go?" Because like it was, and it's exactly what you're saying. Like I'm sure people in Oklahoma could point me out. Because I don't own one John Deere thing in my freaking closet. So it's like they're going to see me walking around in my band tees and my Vans shoes. They're
Look
gonna be
at
like,
this city boy.
yeah, look at that shitty boy. So
You're right,
like,
though. Like, people come from out of town, from out of country. It's overwhelming.
man, dude, when I saw that, it was like a family of three. It was the daughter was probably in her late teens and a mom and the dad. And you could just tell the dad was like, he didn't want no horse in that race, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, why'd you pick this goddamn shit to come to?
I mean, bro, like they're still confused. They're still confusing for me sometimes.
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
like I totally understand. I remember when we were younger, we had some relatives from Missouri come in, and we brought them to New York City, and dude, just they could not stop looking up.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they just
yeah.
could not they lived close enough to the Arch. Was that in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like they lived close enough to have seen buildings before. You know what I mean? Like they were some country folk, but they've seen buildings.
Yeah, but when
But
people
like when
say
they brought
city, you know, like
yeah.
when you talk about cities in other states, man, like it's Jersey City is their city. You know, like
Mhm. Mhm.
like I've been to like Minneapolis, like they're like, oh yeah, the traffic in the city is crazy. I'm like, your lights work. Like people actually follow the signals on the street lights.
Yeah,
Like you
right.
can't get that in New York City. Like people are going.
There's not whole blocks barricaded off with giant steam vents coming out of the fucking
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
If that's a funny thing walking around New York in particular, or the urban areas where they do that, and it's yeah, people, but people do come. Jersey has a amazing tourism industry. I would like to look into that for another episode. I'm writing notes down as we go because there's a lot of really, really great.
Yeah, we have a lot of great conversations for you guys.
Lots to look forward to.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys really sticking in through all the way to the end here. Please go on our socials, like, subscribe, all that good stuff that other social network people say that.
Yes, please find our
I'm still working
socials
on.
and like and subscribe them. We are figuring some things out still, but as we go along, we hope that you're right there with us.
Again, we are New Jersey Nonsense Podcast. Please come back and give a listen. Get down in the comment section. Fuck Philly.
Yeah, fuck Philly.
Tell us what you want us to talk about. What comparisons we got coming up, man. We got pork leg and cheese. We got Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. We got is there
history,
Central Jersey? We got history. We got it all coming for you guys, man.
Paranormal, sports.
Whatever it is, you got it. You want it, we got it.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you for coming to the end, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Later.